Company dissolution, commonly referred to as striking off a company, is a process used to close down a solvent limited company where distributable funds are less than £25,000. The company will be listed as dissolved on Companies House, which is the public register on which official company information is displayed. If you have decided your company is no longer required, perhaps you've ceased trading or never begun trading in the first place, striking off the company is a quick and cost-effective way of bringing operations to an end. A company can apply to be struck off the Companies House register by submitting a DS-01 form and paying a small fee. An insolvency practitioner is not required. When initiated by the directors or shareholders, this dissolution process is known as voluntary strike-off. Conversely, there is compulsory strike-off, which is initiated by a third party, commonly Companies House, who file a notice that the company will be removed from the register, typically for reasons of non-compliance. This, for example, is where a company fails to keep up with statutory duties such as submitting accounts on time, failing to submit an annual confirmation statement, and failing to notify Companies House about changes to the registered office address. In these circumstances, Companies House would view the company as dormant and serve a first gazette notice for compulsory strike-off, which notifies interested parties of the active intent to close the company. Once the first gazette notice has been issued, a period of 3 months will then be given for any objections to be raised. If no objections are received, the company will be struck off the register and will cease to exist as a legal entity. It's important to note that company dissolution isn't a process for insolvent companies. If a company attempts to strike off with existing debts, a creditor can object in order to ensure the company remains active in the hope of recovering any monies owed, or to ensure it is dealt with correctly by way of a formal insolvency process. Occasionally, an insolvent company can be dissolved if no creditor objections are raised initially, although the company can later be restored to the register through a court order if a creditor wishes to pursue unpaid debts. It's also worth noting that by attempting to dissolve an insolvent company, a director is potentially forsaking any statutory entitlements for company employees, such as redundancy, notice pay, and arrears of pay, and rather liquidation would be the appropriate closure solution for the company and its creditors. There are a number of different company closure processes, and dissolution may or may not be the right solution for your company. The best course of action is always to take expert advice, and we provide a free consultation to all directors and shareholders at your convenience.